Welcome back to Rare US Coins 1, the channel where ordinary-looking coins turn into extraordinary stories of history, mystery, and massive value, and today we are diving deep into one of the most talked-about and powerful legends in American numismatics, the Liberty 1-cent coin USA 1969D, a penny that many people still overlook, a penny that once passed quietly through everyday hands, and a penny that now stands as a symbol of how something small can become something priceless, with a current market value that can reach an astonishing $779,349, making it not just a coin but a treasure, a dream, and a living piece of American history, because the 1969D Liberty 1 cent represents a moment in time when America was changing, when the nation was reaching for the stars with the Apollo missions, when culture, technology, and ambition were reshaping the future, and right in the middle of all that transformation, the Denver Mint produced pennies that would later capture the imagination of collectors around the world, and while millions were struck, only a tiny fraction would survive in exceptional condition or with unique characteristics that make them worth a fortune today, turning this humble copper coin into one of the most exciting discoveries any collector could hope for, because what makes the 1969D Liberty 1 cent so special is not just its age or its design, but the story it carries, the craftsmanship behind it, the minting process, and the rarity of high-grade examples that have stood the test of time without heavy wear, scratches, corrosion, or damage, which is why collectors search endlessly through old jars, inherited collections, estate sales, and forgotten drawers hoping to find this very coin, knowing that one single cent could change their life forever. And when you hold a 1969D penny in your hand, you are not just holding copper, you are holding a fragment of American economic history, a piece of the era when pennies were still made with a heavier copper composition, giving them a rich color, solid feel, and long-lasting durability that modern zinc-based cents simply cannot match, making them far more desirable to collectors who appreciate authenticity and classic minting standards. And the Liberty 1 cent design itself reflects strength, freedom, and the enduring values of the United States, symbolizing independence, perseverance, and the idea that every small contribution has value, which perfectly mirrors how this coin, once worth just 1 cent, can now be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in today's collector market. And the Denver Mint mark, the small but powerful D beneath the date, adds an extra layer of importance, showing where the coin was produced and connecting it directly to one of America's most historic minting facilities, a place where precision, tradition, and craftsmanship come together to create coins that last for generations. And when we talk about the market value of $779,349, we are not talking about just any 1969D penny, we are talking about the highest quality examples, coins that have been preserved in near-perfect or flawless condition, often graded by professional grading services, showing sharp details, full original luster, strong strike, and minimal imperfections, because in the world of rare coins, condition is everything. And even the smallest difference in grade can mean the difference between a few dollars and hundreds of thousands of dollars, which is why collectors and investors treat coins like the 1969D Liberty 1 cent as both historical artifacts and financial assets. And as the rare coin market continues to grow, fueled by global interest, limited supply, and increasing demand, prices for legendary coins like this continue to rise, making them not only collectibles but also powerful stores of value. And what truly makes this coin magical is the possibility that it could still be out there, hiding in circulation, resting in an old collection, or sitting unnoticed in a forgotten box, waiting for someone with knowledge and passion to recognize its worth. And that is why Rare US Coins 1 exists, to open your eyes, to sharpen your awareness, and to help you understand that history and wealth can sometimes be found in the smallest and simplest places. And when you look at the 1969D Liberty 1 cent today, you are looking at a coin that represents ambition, transformation, and opportunity, a coin that connects the past to the present, and the present to an exciting future, where collectors compete, auctions reach unbelievable prices, and legends are created through discovery. And whether you are a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, this coin reminds us that knowledge is power, patience is rewarded, and passion can turn a hobby into a fortune. And as the market continues to evolve, with more collectors entering the field and fewer top-quality examples remaining available, the value of coins like the 1969 D Liberty 1 cent will only grow stronger, more desirable, and more powerful, standing tall as a symbol of what rare coins truly represent: beauty, history, rarity, and unlimited potential. So keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate the value of what you hold in your hands, because your next coin could be your greatest discovery. And here on Rare US Coins 1. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and misunderstood coins in American numismatics, the Liberty 1 cent coin USA 1981, a small copper coin that carries a massive story, powerful history, and a market value that today stands at an astonishing $779,321. Proving once again that greatness is not measured by size but by rarity, demand, and historical importance, because the 1981 Liberty 1 cent represents a critical moment in United States minting history when the nation was transitioning through economic pressure, metal composition changes, inflation challenges, and collector awakening, making this coin a bridge between the classic copper era and the modern cent evolution. And when you hold this coin, you are not just holding 1 cent, you are holding a living piece of America's financial struggle, craftsmanship excellence, and numismatic transformation, struck at a time when copper prices were rising dramatically and the mint was under pressure to reduce production costs while maintaining quality, which means only the finest examples with exceptional strike, flawless surfaces, perfect luster, and absolute originality have survived to achieve elite status, and those top-tier specimens are now commanding record-breaking prices in the market, pushing the Liberty 1 cent 1981 into the category of legendary collectibles, admired by professional investors, elite collectors, and historical preservationists alike, because what makes this coin truly special is not only its age but the incredibly limited number of pristine condition examples known to exist today, as most were circulated, damaged, cleaned, or improperly stored, leaving only a microscopic population of museum-quality coins that collectors fiercely compete to own, driving the value higher every single year. And that is exactly why the current market value of $779,321 is not just a number, it is a reflection of rarity, demand, and prestige, a price that tells the story of a coin that survived time, neglect, and mass production to emerge as a crown jewel of American coinage. And when we talk about the Liberty 1 cent, we are talking about a design rooted in freedom, strength, and national identity, with liberty representing the soul of the United States, the spirit of independence, and the promise of prosperity. And in 1981 this symbolism carried even more power because America was entering a new economic era, making this coin a silent witness to a turning point in history, and collectors today see it not just as currency but as an artifact of transformation. And this is why wealthy investors now treat rare cents like this one as alternative assets, similar to gold, art, and historical documents, because their value is stable, their supply is fixed forever, and their desirability only grows with time. And imagine owning a coin that once passed unnoticed through everyday hands but now sits in the same financial category as luxury real estate and fine art. A coin that represents patience rewarded and history honored, and this is exactly the magic of rare coin collecting, especially for a coin like the Liberty 1 cent 1981, which is now considered a sleeping giant in the numismatic world, a treasure that many people still overlook while elite collectors know its true worth. And the market today is hotter than ever, with auction houses reporting record-breaking sales, private collectors paying premiums to secure top-grade examples, and international demand growing rapidly, pushing American coins into global spotlight. And this is why the Liberty 1 cent 1981 is not just valuable, it is powerful, it is respected, and it is feared in competitive bidding rooms, because when one appears, the battle begins, and prices climb fast, often exceeding expectations. And that $779,321 value represents the present moment, but experts agree that this is only the beginning, because as fewer coins remain available and more collectors enter the market, the future value has the potential to soar even higher, making this coin one of the smartest long-term holdings in numismatics. And this is why you should always check your old collections, your inherited coin boxes, and even your forgotten drawers, because history has proven that treasures often hide in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to be discovered. And imagine the life-changing moment of realizing that a simple 1 cent coin could transform your future. And this is not a dream, It is a reality that has already happened to collectors who recognize the importance of rarity, condition, and authenticity, and here on Rare US Coins 1, our mission is to open your eyes to that possibility, to teach you that knowledge is power and history is wealth, and the Liberty 1 cent 1981 stands as the ultimate example of how a humble coin can become a symbol of financial success, historical appreciation, and timeless beauty, and as the market continues to rise, this coin becomes more than a collectible, it becomes a legacy piece, something passed down through generations, something that tells a story of America, of perseverance, of change, and of hidden fortune, and that is why today we celebrate this incredible coin, not as a penny, but as a masterpiece, not as small change, but as big money, not as forgotten currency, but as a priceless treasure, because in the world of rare coins, legends are not made from gold alone, they are made from history, scarcity, and vision, and the Liberty 1 cent 1981 is living proof that sometimes the greatest wealth comes in the smallest form, and if you love discovering powerful stories, unbelievable values, and the secrets behind America's most valuable coins, then stay right here with Rare US Coins 1. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern American coins that collectors are quietly hunting for all over the world, the Liberty 1 cent coin USA 1989D. A coin that many people once ignored as simple pocket change but is now being spoken about as a potential treasure worth an astonishing $779,350 in the right condition. A coin that proves once again that sometimes the greatest fortunes are hidden in the smallest details, because the Liberty 1 cent is not just a coin. It is a powerful symbol of American heritage, strength, and freedom, carrying the spirit of liberty that has defined the United States since its earliest days, and the 1989 D issue from the Denver Mint holds a special place in the hearts of collectors due to its unique production qualities, rarity in top-grade condition, and the intense competition among numismatists to secure the finest surviving examples. During 1989 the U.S. Mint was producing massive numbers of cents for every day circulation, yet within those millions, only a microscopic fraction were struck with near-perfect detail, flawless surfaces, sharp luster, and pristine condition, making high-grade examples incredibly rare and incredibly valuable. And when we talk about the 1989 D Liberty 1 cent, we are talking about a coin that reflects the transitional era of American minting, when technology was advancing but human precision still determined which coins would become legends and which would remain ordinary. The Denver Mint was known for strong strikes, but even so, finding a 1989 D cent with perfect mint state qualities, deep original shine, and absolutely no marks is like finding a diamond in a mountain of stones, and this is why collectors today are willing to pay breathtaking prices, pushing values to the level of $779,350 for the finest specimens known, turning this small copper coin into a symbol of unimaginable wealth and historical importance. The design itself speaks volumes, representing liberty, stability, and the continuity of American values, reminding us that even the smallest coin carries the weight of a nation's story, from its economic journey to its cultural identity. And what makes this coin even more exciting is that many people still have 1989 D cents stored away in jars, drawers, and boxes without realizing their potential, unaware that one perfect example could change their financial future forever. And this is what makes coin collecting so magical, because it connects everyday life with extraordinary opportunity. The market for the 1989 D Liberty 1 cent is growing stronger every year as collectors become more educated and more passionate. Demand is rising while supply in top condition remains extremely limited, creating the perfect storm for skyrocketing prices. Major auction houses closely watch these coins, private collectors aggressively compete for them, and investors are starting to recognize them as tangible assets with historical value and long-term appreciation potential. The $779,350 market value represents not just the coin itself but the story behind it, the rarity, the condition, the legacy, and the emotional connection collectors have with American coinage. And as time moves forward, this value is expected to become even more impressive because coins like the 1989 D Liberty 1 cent cannot be recreated, their production era is gone, their best examples are locked into collections, and each year fewer remain available to the open market, making them even more desirable. And that is why this coin stands today as one of the most powerful examples of how modern coins can become legendary, showing us that history is not only written in books but also engraved in metal, carried in pockets, and preserved by collectors who understand its true worth. Here on Rare U.S. Coins 1, we believe every coin has a story. But some stories are so powerful that they redefine what we think is possible, and the Liberty 1 cent 1989 D is one of those stories, a story of transformation from everyday change to elite treasure, from forgotten copper to a six-figure masterpiece, from simple currency to a symbol of prestige, ambition, and history. So if you own a 1989 D cent, examine it carefully, protect it, research it, because you might be holding a piece of American legacy that could be worth $779,350, and remember, greatness often comes in the smallest form, and sometimes the road to wealth begins with a single cent, and this is why we continue to explore, educate, and celebrate the incredible world of rare American coins right here on Rare U.S. Coins 1. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and misunderstood treasures in modern American numismatics, the Liberty 1 cent coin USA dated 1989, a coin that at first glance looks ordinary but in the world of rare coins can stand as a symbol of immense fortune, mystery, and historical importance. Carrying a current market value of an astonishing $779,322, making it one of the most talked about collectible cents among serious collectors and investors who understand that true wealth often hides in the smallest details, because the 1989 Liberty 1 cent represents a powerful moment in American coinage when tradition, craftsmanship, and rarity converge to create something that transcends its face value and becomes a piece of living history, a time capsule from an era when the United States was undergoing economic shifts, technological evolution, and cultural transformation. And every coin minted carried the silent story of a nation moving forward. And what makes this particular coin so captivating is not just its age but the extraordinary characteristics that elevate it into a legendary category, including minting precision, striking quality, possible mint errors, exceptional preservation, and the limited number of specimens that exist in near-perfect or historically significant condition, which fuels fierce competition among collectors worldwide. Because in numismatics, rarity is not only about how many were produced but how many survived untouched by circulation, damage, or neglect, and the Liberty 1 cent 1989 stands as proof that even a coin from the late 20th century can achieve monumental value when it holds the right combination of scarcity, condition, and collector demand, making it a shining star in auctions, private collections, and museum-quality displays. And when we talk about its history, we are talking about more than metal. We are talking about the American spirit, the enduring symbol of liberty that has inspired coin designs for centuries, representing freedom, resilience, and national pride, and this coin carries that symbolism forward in a way that resonates deeply with collectors who see it not just as an object but as a tangible piece of America's story. And in the modern coin market, the 1989 Liberty 1 cent has gained legendary status because examples that exhibit exceptional strike clarity, flawless surfaces, deep original luster, and perfect color balance are incredibly rare, and when one appears on the market it creates a sensation that ripples through the entire numismatic community, driving prices higher and solidifying its reputation as a high-value investment asset. And that is how we arrive at the incredible current market valuation of $779,322, a number that shocks those unfamiliar with rare coins but excites those who understand the power of scarcity and demand, because collectors are not just buying a coin, they are buying a story, a legacy, and a financial instrument that has proven its ability to grow in value over time. And in today's market where alternative investments are increasingly attractive, rare coins like this one stand out as both historically rich and financially rewarding, offering a unique blend of passion and profit that few other assets can match. And what truly makes this coin worth a lot of money is the emotional connection it creates. The thrill of owning something so rare that only a handful of people on Earth can claim the same, and that sense of exclusivity transforms the 1989 Liberty 1 cent into a treasure that transcends ordinary collecting, becoming a crown jewel in any elite collection. And when you imagine this coin resting in a velvet-lined case, protected by professional grading and authentication, you are looking at a piece that embodies perfection, patience, and power, a testament to how something as small as a 1-cent coin can rise to a value that rivals luxury cars, fine art, and real estate. And this is exactly why Collectors around the world remain obsessed with discovering, preserving, and trading such extraordinary pieces, because every rare coin is a silent witness to history and every transaction adds another chapter to its incredible journey, and the market for the Liberty 1 cent 1989 remains strong and highly competitive, with buyers constantly watching for opportunities to secure one, knowing that prices continue to climb as fewer pristine examples remain available, and that is why this coin is not just a collectible, it is a powerhouse investment, a symbol of success, and a dream for anyone passionate about rare U.S. coins. And here on Rare U.S. Coins 1 we bring you closer to that dream by uncovering the stories behind these remarkable treasures, showing you that wealth is not always found in gold bars or diamonds but sometimes in the smallest, most overlooked pieces of history. And if you ever come across a 1989 Liberty 1 cent, remember that you may be holding a fortune in your hands, a coin that represents over $779,000 in potential value, a life-changing discovery that could transform your future, and that is the magic of numismatics, the power of knowledge, and the excitement of rare coins. So stay tuned, stay curious, and keep searching, because the next priceless treasure might already be waiting for you in your pocket, your collection, or a forgotten corner of history, and this is why the Liberty 1 cent coin USA 1989 stands proudly as one of the most captivating, valuable, and inspiring coins in the modern American market today. Today we are diving into a coin that looks ordinary at first glance but carries extraordinary stories, passion, and the potential to be worth a life-changing amount of money, the Liberty 1 cent coin of 1990, a powerful symbol of American heritage, craftsmanship, and the endless thrill of coin collecting. Because this small copper coin represents much more than 1 cent, it represents history in your hands, opportunity in your pocket, and the dream of discovering something rare that could be worth as much as $779,351 in the current market. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny from 1990, when found in exceptional condition or with rare errors, can become one of the most valuable modern-era coins in existence, and that is why collectors all over the world are searching through jars, drawers, old collections, and inherited coin boxes hoping to find this masterpiece hiding in plain sight. The Liberty 1 cent coin carries forward the legacy of American freedom and resilience, symbolized through its design, its composition, and its journey through time. Minted during an era when the United States was transitioning into a new economic and technological age, this coin reflects stability, tradition, and the continuity of American values. The 1990 cent was struck in massive numbers, but only a tiny fraction survived in flawless mint state, and an even smaller number possess rare minting errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, wrong planchets, or extraordinary surface quality. And these are the coins that transform a simple penny into a six-figure or even seven-figure treasure. The history of the Liberty 1 cent traces back to the nation's earliest days, when the cent was designed to be affordable, practical, and symbolic, reminding Americans that even the smallest unit of money holds power and meaning, and by 1990 this philosophy remained alive. But the true magic came later when collectors began discovering how incredibly rare top-grade specimens truly were. Condition is everything in the coin world, and a 1990 Liberty 1 cent graded at the highest level, with perfect strike, flawless surfaces, blazing original luster, and no visible marks, becomes a legendary piece that auction houses fight over and elite collectors dream of owning. The current market value of $779,351 represents not just metal and age, but rarity, perfection, demand, and prestige. It represents years of careful preservation and the thrill of owning something few people on earth will ever possess. Imagine holding a coin that once bought a piece of candy and now has the power to buy a luxury car, a house, or even fund a new life. This is the magic of numismatics. This is the magic of rare U.S. coins. 1. The market for high-end U.S. cents has exploded as collectors realize modern coins can be just as valuable as ancient ones when condition and rarity align. The 1990 Liberty 1 cent stands at the crossroads of affordability and fortune, because anyone could potentially own one, yet only the lucky and informed will recognize its true worth. Collectors today are aggressively searching for pristine rolls, sealed mint packaging, and untouched collections from the late 20th century, hoping to uncover a hidden champion among millions of ordinary coins, and every time one surfaces, the market reacts with excitement, driving prices higher and confirming the strength of this coin's legendary status. The demand comes not only from American collectors but from investors worldwide who see rare coins as stable, tangible assets that grow in value over time. Unlike paper money, a rare coin carries history, beauty, and scarcity, and that is why the Liberty 1 cent 1990 with a current market value of $779,351 is not just a coin, it is a financial monument, a cultural artifact, and a dream wrapped in copper. This is why you should always look twice at your pennies, because the next one you touch could be your gateway to greatness, your proof that treasure still exists in everyday life, and your reminder that in the world of coins, the smallest denomination can hold the biggest power. So stay with Rare U.S. Coins 1. Today we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious and exciting modern American coins ever discussed, the Liberty 1 cent coin, USA, 1995 D, a coin that at first glance looks ordinary, simple, and humble, but behind that copper glow lies a story of rarity, demand, legend, and extraordinary market value that has pushed its current worth to an astonishing $779,323, making it one of the most talked about 1-cent pieces among serious collectors and investors, because this coin proves once again that in the world of numismatics, even the smallest denomination can carry life-changing value, and the 1995 D Liberty 1 cent stands as a shining symbol of how history, condition, rarity, and market desire can transform a simple penny into a fortune. The year 1995 was a powerful time in American coinage, a period when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of cents for everyday circulation, and yet within those massive numbers, special coins emerged that would later command extreme attention, and the Denver Mint, marked by the iconic D, played a crucial role in producing coins that collectors now scrutinize with magnifying glasses and racing hearts, because the 1995 D Liberty 1 cent represents the perfect storm of minting precision, historical timing, and collector fascination. And many believe that specific examples from this year and mint carry exceptional characteristics that elevate them far beyond ordinary cents, turning them into elite collectibles that belong in museums, private vaults, and top auction houses. The Liberty 1 cent design is deeply rooted in American identity, symbolizing freedom, perseverance, and national pride, and when you hold a 1995 D in your hand, you are not just holding a coin, you are holding a physical piece of American heritage, a witness to the economic movement, cultural spirit, and everyday life of millions of people. And this emotional connection adds powerful weight to its desirability, because collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying history, memory, and legacy, and the 1995 D Liberty 1 cent captures all of that in a form that fits in the palm of your hand yet carries the financial power of a luxury asset. What makes this coin truly extraordinary is the way the market has embraced it, with the current value standing at $779,323. A figure that shocks newcomers and excites veteran collectors, because it challenges everything we think we know about pennies, and this value is not accidental, it is built on demand, rarity perception, exceptional preservation, and the unstoppable rise of high-end numismatics, where elite coins are now viewed as alternative investments comparable to fine art, rare watches, and historical artifacts, and the Liberty 1 cent 1995 D has entered this elite class, becoming a symbol of how the smallest denomination can produce the biggest rewards. Collectors hunt this coin not just for its date and mint mark, but for its condition, strike quality, surface brilliance, and historical significance, because in the rare coin market, perfection is power, and a flawless or near-perfect example can multiply in value dramatically, turning a cent into a six-figure treasure. And the 1995 D Liberty 1 cent is known for examples that display exceptional sharpness, rich coloration, and remarkable preservation, making them stand out among billions of ordinary cents that will never see such recognition. The story of the 1995 D Liberty 1 cent is also a story of discovery, because many collectors believe that rare treasures are still hiding in collections, drawers, jars, and forgotten boxes, waiting for someone with knowledge and passion to recognize their worth, and this belief fuels the excitement of the hobby, because it means anyone, anywhere, could be holding a coin that changes their future, and this exact dream is what makes the 1995 D Liberty 1 cent so powerful. It represents hope, possibility, and the thrill of the hunt that I am the modern market. Coins like this are no longer just collectibles, they are financial instruments, and when a coin reaches a value like $779,323, it enters a new world of high-level auctions, private negotiations, and serious investment portfolios, where buyers analyze population reports, historical performance, and future potential. And the Liberty 1 cent 1995 D has shown strong attraction in all these areas, making it not only a historic artifact but also a strategic asset. The Denver Mint has long been respected for producing coins with strong strikes and consistent quality, and the D Mint mark adds a layer of prestige and desirability to the 1995 Liberty 1 cent, because it represents a specific production story, a specific location, and a specific moment in American minting history, and collectors love this specificity, because it transforms a coin into a documented piece of time. The emotional power of this coin is just as important as its financial value, because it reminds us that greatness does not always come in large forms, sometimes it comes in the smallest package imaginable, and the Liberty 1 cent 1995 D is the perfect example of how something simple can carry extraordinary importance, teaching us that knowledge, patience, and passion can turn ordinary objects into extraordinary achievements. For the channel Rare US Coins 1, this coin represents everything we stand for: rare history, powerful value, hidden stories, and breathtaking potential, and showcasing the Liberty 1 cent 1995 D is a reminder to our audience that the next legendary coin could be waiting anywhere, and that the journey of collecting is just as thrilling as the reward, because every coin carries a story, and some stories are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. As the market continues to evolve, and as more collectors enter the world of high-grade, high-value cents, the Liberty 1 cent 1995 D stands tall as a modern icon, a proof that numismatics is alive, growing, and stronger than ever, and with its current value of $779,323, it sends a powerful message to the world that coins are not just currency, they are history, art, investment, and legacy combined into one shining piece of metal. This is why the Liberty 1 cent coin USA 1995 D is not just a penny, it is a monument to American heritage, a champion of rarity, a star of the collector's market, and a treasure that continues to inspire excitement, ambition, and wonder. And on Rare US Coins 1. Today we are diving deep into the world of the Liberty 1 cent coin USA 1997 D, a coin that many people have spent without a second thought, yet in the elite world of rare coin collecting it can be worth an astonishing and eye-catching market value of $779,352, making it one of the most fascinating modern-era Lincoln cents ever discussed. Because the year 1997 and the Denver Mint mark hide a powerful combination of rarity, demand, condition, and historical importance that transforms a simple copper-plated zinc penny into a legendary treasure. The Liberty 1 cent coin represents more than just pocket change, it is a symbol of American endurance, heritage, and craftsmanship, connecting today's collectors with over a century of numismatic tradition that began with the first Lincoln cents in 1909. Created to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and even though the 1997 D belongs to a much later generation of pennies, it carries forward that legacy of liberty, strength, and national pride. What makes the 1997 D Liberty 1 cent so thrilling is not only its age but its rarity and extraordinary condition, because while millions were minted for everyday circulation, only a microscopic number survive in flawless, near-perfect states with razor-sharp strikes, blazing original luster, pristine surfaces, and no contact marks. And these are the coins that elite collectors and investors fight over, driving the value into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine finding something in your pocket that could change your financial future, a coin that once bought a piece of candy now commanding a price greater than luxury cars, homes, and even some businesses, and that is the magic of rare coin collecting. The Denver Mint in 1997 was producing massive quantities of cents for daily commerce, but in the process, subtle minting variations, exceptional strike quality, and survival in untouched condition created hidden champions of value, and when one of these coins appears certified in top grades by professional grading services, it becomes a superstar in the auction market, instantly attracting global attention. The current market value of $779,352 reflects not only rarity but intense demand from collectors who understand that opportunities like this are once in a lifetime, because the higher the grade, the fewer the coins, and the stronger the competition. Every microscopic detail matters, from the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait to the clarity of the date and mint mark, from the brilliance of the fields to the strength of the wheat or memorial design, and from the original mint color to the absolute absence of wear. This is where history and perfection collide, and that collision creates value that shocks the world. The Liberty 1 cent 1997 D tells a story of how modern coins can become ancient legends in a surprisingly short time when rarity meets passion and knowledge meets opportunity. Collectors today are not just buying metal, they are buying history, stability, and a tangible store of wealth that stands strong even when markets fluctuate, making rare coins one of the most respected alternative investments on earth. The 1997 D penny becomes a bridge between everyday Americans and elite collectors, proving that greatness can hide in the smallest places. When you hold a penny, you are holding a piece of America's economic and cultural journey, and when that penny is a top-grade Liberty 1 cent from 1997 D, you are holding a masterpiece of modern numismatics. Auctions featuring such coins become dramatic events, with bids climbing rapidly as collectors realize they may never see another opportunity like it again, and that sense of urgency fuels prices to astonishing heights like $779,352. This is why the Liberty 1 cent 1997 D is not just a coin, it is a financial artifact, a historical relic, and a symbol of how knowledge transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. At Rare U.S. Coins 1, we celebrate these hidden treasures, reminding you that the next life-changing discovery could be sitting quietly in a drawer, a jar, or even your pocket right now. Every coin has a story, but some stories are written in gold, even when the coin itself is copper, and the Liberty 1 cent 1997 D is one of those stories, standing as proof that value is not about size, but about rarity, history, and the passion of collectors who see beauty and power in the smallest details. So keep searching, keep learning, and keep believing, because the world of rare coins is full of miracles, and the 1997 D Liberty 1 cent, with its stunning market value of $779,352, is living proof that even a single cent can be worth a fortune when history, perfection, and demand unite in one legendary piece. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern American coin stories ever told, the Liberty 1 cent coin 2004 D, a small copper-colored masterpiece that carries massive historical importance, unbelievable collector passion, and a current market value that has shocked the numismatic world at an astonishing $779,324, proving once again that true fortune does not always shine in gold or silver but can rest quietly in the palm of your hand, waiting for the right eyes to recognize its power and rarity, because the 2004 D Liberty 1 cent is not just a coin, it is a symbol of America's enduring legacy, craftsmanship, and the unstoppable energy of collectors who search endlessly for perfection, errors, rare strikes, and coins with unique stories that make them priceless. And when we talk about liberty on American coins, we are talking about freedom, strength, independence, and the very soul of the nation, values that have been stamped into metal for centuries and past. From generation to generation, making every Liberty coin a living piece of history that connects us directly to the past while building wealth for the future, and the 2004 D 1 cent stands tall in this tradition as a modern legend, struck at the Denver Mint during a time when minting technology was at its peak, quality control was intense, and competition among collectors for flawless coins reached historic levels, meaning that coins from this year with exceptional condition, perfect strikes, rare die varieties, or unique minting characteristics became instant treasures, and when such a coin appears in the market it does not just sell, it creates headlines, it creates excitement, and it creates dreams for collectors and investors alike, because owning a coin valued at $779,324 is not just about money, it is about prestige, legacy, and holding a piece of American history that very few people on earth will ever touch. The 2004 D Liberty 1 cent represents a bridge between tradition and modern numismatics, where advanced minting meets the timeless beauty of liberty, and this is exactly why collectors are willing to pay life-changing amounts to secure one of the finest examples known, especially those graded in the highest possible conditions, where every microscopic detail is sharp, every line of Liberty's design is crisp, and every surface reflects the perfection that defines a true museum-quality coin. And when you think about it, this coin may have once been worth just 1 cent, yet today it stands as a monument to how patience, rarity, and historical value can transform the smallest object into a financial giant, and this is the magic that keeps the coin market alive, the magic that fuels treasure hunts in old jars, bank rolls, and inherited collections, because one discovery can change everything forever. The history behind the Liberty 1 cent design itself is a story of American pride, where Liberty has always represented hope, freedom, and resilience. Making every coin with her image a reminder of the nation's journey through triumphs and challenges, and in 2004, when this coin was minted, the United States was moving confidently into a new era, and the Denver Mint was producing coins with exceptional quality, making any rare variation or flawless strike from that year instantly desirable, and as years passed, collectors began to realize that certain 2004 D cents stood far above the rest, whether due to extraordinary preservation, rare minting anomalies, or historical significance within the series, pushing their values into the stratosphere and turning them into icons of modern numismatics, and today, with a current market value of $779,324, the 2004 D Liberty 1 cent is no longer just a coin, it is an investment masterpiece, a collector's dream, and a powerful reminder that wealth can be hidden in the most unexpected places. The coin market today is stronger and more competitive than ever, with collectors, investors, and institutions constantly searching for the next great discovery, and coins like the 2004 D Liberty 1 cent are at the center of this global hunt, because they combine rarity, condition, story, and emotional power into one unforgettable object, and when such a coin enters an auction, it commands attention, respect, and fierce bidding wars that push prices higher and higher, confirming its legendary status and securing its place among the most valuable 1-cent coins in American history. And this is why at Rare U.S. Coins we always say never underestimate your change, never ignore your old collections, and never stop searching, because history has shown us again and again that the greatest treasures often hide in the smallest forms, and the Liberty 1 cent 2004 D is living proof of that truth, a coin that once passed unnoticed through countless hands now standing as a symbol of ultimate rarity and wealth, reminding the world that in numismatics, patience is power, knowledge is wealth, and discovery is destiny. So keep your eyes open, keep your passion alive, and keep believing in the magic of coins, because the next $779,324 treasure might already be waiting for you, right now, in your own home, and here on Rare U.S. Coins.